Hey everyone, Shadow Rockets here, and on today's episode, I wanted to get back into Halo lore. Obviously, starting with the orbital drop shock troopers, and of course, with Halo lore comes Halo gameplay. So I will be throwing in a little bit of that right now. Anyway, getting back into what orbital drop shock troopers actually are, what they do, and kind of maybe a little bit of the history about them. They are much more than I thought. When you're playing the game, you kind of play into one of the tropes of the ODSTs, actually. You kind of, as a Spartan, almost look down on them like, oh, they're not really doing very much, or oh, I can kill my ODSTs and let them shoot at me. It's fun, silly things in Halo 1 and 2 and 3 and all of the above. Anyway, they actually do a lot for the history of the UNSC. They're commanded by the Naval Special Weapons Group. Obviously their trope is, or their main thing is that they always drop in. They are orbital drop shock troopers, which means they come in from orbit, drop in behind enemy lines or in front of enemy lines, depending on where they want to be. I guess anywhere is in front of enemy lines if you make it that way, or anywhere is behind enemy lines if you make it that way. So, but they do so much more than that. They do long-range reconnaissance, so dropping in far away, snipers looking at things, staying there long-term, observing a objective for a certain amount of time, direct action, so directly confronting enemies if need be for a short amount of time, unconventional warfare, so like guerrilla tactics, just essentially like a defense force if they need one for any given situation, or if they think that there will be low visibility, or covert options, so special ops in the sense of, I guess, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. That's an ODST getting sent in most of the time. Now they do counterterrorism and counter-contraband operations. That's pretty standard as far as just they live, or almost like a UNSC police force almost, but specialized police force. They do personnel and special equipment recovery and capture, and they'll also do medical treatment on friendlies, and I guess on enemies too if you need be, but I didn't realize that they actually had doctors in the ODSTs as well. Now, ODSTs aren't just one specific group, and you don't just join the ODST group or military group right when you go in. They're actually generally volunteers from the other services, pulled either for their completing of I guess wonderful or amazing feats, or just volunteering and passing the physical and mental inspections. Now, the physical and mental inspections are actually pretty rigorous. They do, obviously, they don't get the treatment that Spartans get, which we'll get to later, but the relationship with the Spartan 2s are not very good with the ODSTs. But they undergo immense physical training. Push-ups, running, crawling for miles, with their supervisors shooting bullets inches over their heads. They are the cream of the crop for the armed services, and that's why they're volunteers, or again picked for their feats of strength or whatnot. Now, they were there, of course, in the insurrection. They kind of helped put down the insurrection, and they were there in the Human Covenant War. They played a major role. Obviously, if you've played any of the games, they've played a major role in every single battle. But when the Corbulo Academy of Military Science, if you've watched the Halo movie, what was that one called? I don't even remember. But it shows a set of ODSTs in training actually kind of taking back the academy. Well, not really taking back, but escaping with John 117, which kind of leads me into the relationship between the Spartans and the ODSTs. Now, the ODSTs, this is a one-sided thing, by the way. The ODSTs hate Spartan 2s. Not so much the young ODSTs as the old ODSTs, but The older ODSTs, back when they were first starting out, kind of, as they heard of the Spartan 2s, they were amazed by them, obviously, everyone was, but there was actually an outbreak, a fight between John 117 and the ODSTs at one point, a small group of them, or a small company, and it actually led to the death of 3 ODSTs, as well as another getting injured. So, kind of a rough little introduction to one of the Spartans. Now, the ODSTs, from psychological standpoint, they've been known to have a commando-esque kind of vibe. I just bumped into my microphone. I hope that didn't make a huge sound. A commando mindset, meaning they believe that if they can do something, or if they believe they can do something, if they put their mind to it, then they're going to do it, no matter what that is. And also, though, it's kind of like a friendly thing to... They're friendly to other ODSTs, but they are not friendly to other military services. So it's been known, or it's been shown, that ODSTs in the same room with ODSTs are very friendly, very calm, very laid-back groups of people. But with other military services, they're still laid back, but they generally don't talk, and they're generally very stoic. So very boring people to those who are not part of them. Also, if you don't make it into the ODSTs, if you try out, you don't make it, you don't get past either the physical eval or the mental eval, they're automatically sent back to their service. But it's said to be such a huge embarrassment that a lot of the people would rather die. I don't know how many actually did die as a choice, or just went out on a crazy mission because of it. But I will say that many people who failed the ODST training and evals, they wanted to die. So it's very rough. It's very shameful. However, if you succeed as an ODST, then they'll usually give you a tattoo of a kanji symbol, which translates either to bastard or badass. I hope I don't get flagged for cussing. I don't know, whatever. Depending on who you ask. And supposedly, if one of the ODSTs shows you their tattoo of this kanji symbol, then you're supposed to do whatever they say, kind of, or they will assist you, as long as you're an ODST. So only ODSTs will follow this, because everyone else kind of thinks they're stuck up too. It's kind of like a chain of stuck up here with the rest of the services, the ODSTs, and then Spartans. Even though Spartans are kind of out of it, like I said, it's a very one-sided thing. They don't really know that the ODSTs don't like them. So, I mean, it's to each their own, I guess. ODSTs believe that when dropping in, the officers should always accelerate immediately after they're deployed from the ship, so that they can lead their soldiers into battle. A commanding officer is always to treat his fellow ODSTs with fairness, never putting them in a situation that would be more dangerous than they would put themselves in. And for the most part, they follow this. This is a guideline. It's very widely accepted for them. Their armor, just a little fun fact here at the end, it is vacuum rated and capable of extravehicular activity for 15 minutes. Their helmet is a CH-252 helmet. It's equipped with modern communications gear, heads-up display, and motion trackers. It also gets a visual intelligence system, and it's used for reconnaissance. It's proprietary integrated data management system. They don't really tell us much about that, probably because that'd be getting way too much into the lore. Anyway, friends, if you like ODSTs, if you learned something on this video, if maybe you decided not to kill them so much in your campaign runs, don't forget to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Shadow Rockets out.